Hi everybody, here's your do now for the day. This is a multi-step equation. I'm going to show you afterwards two ways to solve it. Hopefully you used at least one of them. Okay, so hopefully you pause the video. For this first method, 2/3 times 6x minus 9 plus 3 equals 21. I'm going to subtract 3 first because when we're working in the reverse order of operations, we need to first do this to get the groupings by itself, and then we loop back and we do it again. So we're going to subtract 3. So, whoops. So now we've got 2/3 times 6x minus 9 equals 21 minus 3 is 18. Next thing I'm going to do is distribute the 2/3. So 2/3 times 6 over 1x, cross cancel, is 4x. Circling the second term to include the sign, 2/3 times negative 9 over 1, cross cancel, it's a negative 3, minus 6, because 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, equals 18. Now I'll add 6, 4x equals 24, divide by 4, x equals 6. Easy peasy. Okay. Now I'm going to do a second method on this. 2/3 times 6x minus 9 plus 3 equals 21. I'm still going to subtract the 3. There's no other way around it. I have to get rid of that subtraction so that I can get that grouping all by itself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 over 2. And now I have these cancel. This canceled, became a 9. 6x minus 9 equals 27. When I add 9, I get 6x equals 36. And divide by 6, again, x equals 6. So either way, you can do this problem. Okay. File, open, there we go. Solving equations with variables on both sides. Well, the first thing that you always want to do, always simplify each side before you do anything. Simplify both sides first. Okay, so I'm going to, this side is simplified, so that's 8s minus 10 equals, I'm going to distribute 18 minus 6s. Okay? Now, so step 1, always simplify first. Step 2 is going to be to move the variables to the same side. And I always want to do the variables first. And it doesn't matter which side, you're going to make a choice. I'm going to move this 6s because it's easier to add than to have a whole bunch of negatives. I'd have to subtract 8, that's already negative, that could get confusing. And put a vertical zoom in box, that's going to help. 14s minus 10 equals vertical zoom in box. And the reason I did it over here is to confirm that that was a negative 6s, and that's a positive 6s. Add 10. 14s equals 28. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 14, and s equals 2. Easy peasy. You could always plug that value back in to your original equation and see if you get the same answer. Okay, step 1 was simplify both sides of the equation. So this side I have to distribute 30m minus 18 equals 1/3 of 24 is 8. 1/3 of 12 is 4. Step 2, move the variables to the same side. I'm going to subtract 8m. Now the reason I'm doing that is because 8 is smaller than 30 and I don't want to deal with a negative sign. Now I'm going to add 18 to both sides. And it's just a regular equation now. 22m equals 22. So when I divide both sides by 22, I get m equals 1. Easy peasy. Flying through this here. Okay, simplify each side. This side's already simplified. First thing I'm going to do is distribute. 15x minus 12 minus 10x. Now I'm going to combine terms. 10x minus 15x, 5x plus 5 equals 15 minus 10 was 5x minus 12. Second step, combine the variables first. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And look at this. That cancels. And that cancels. So now I'm left with 5 equals negative 12. Now this is weird because there are no variables remaining. The variables are gone completely, and this is not true. So when the variables are gone, when the variables cancel, and it's left with something that's not true, the answer to that is no solution. Not true equals no solution. Okay. Same thing. I see a parenthesis in here, so I'm going to use a zoom in box. This is going to be a 7x plus 5x minus 5 equals negative 5x plus 12. Oh, sorry, negative 5 plus 12x. Okay, 7x plus 5x is 12x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 12x. You might already see what's happening here. Subtract 12x from both sides and get negative 5 equals negative 5, right? That worked, that canceled, and that's what we're left with. So when there's no variables and it's a true statement, that means all real numbers. Every single, all real numbers. This means numbers. I could write the word numbers if I wanted. All real numbers, that means every single number that you could plug into this equation is going to work. It's going to be true. Okay? Now, I want to point out here, do you see how I combined the variables first and that got rid of them? If I had added the 5s together first, then I would have gotten zeros and it would have been confusing. It's easier if you just always combine the variables together first. It makes it so much easier. You're going to give yourself a big headache if you don't do that. Always combine the variables first. Move them to the same side, however you want to say it. Okay, last problem here. Very similar to the first one. 7x plus 5x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 17x. I'm going to combine my terms. 12x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 17x. Always, always, always combine your variables first. Minus 12x, minus 12x. Put my vertical zoom in box just to make sure I'm doing it right. Yep, this is negative 5. It also helped me remember that negative sign. Equals negative 5. Positive 17 minus 12 is positive 5x. Add 5. Add 5. That's 0. This one's different because I still have an x. I'm still going to divide by 5. 0 divided by 5 is 0. So our answer is x equals 0. That's okay to have. Okay, that's a fine answer. It's not a no solution. It's not an all real numbers. That's it for your notes for today. I will see you all on Thursday.